Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group, family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, and this one is called Not If, But How.
Yeah, I really like this one because Ben brought it to our attention as he's listening to these podcasts. And thank you, Ben. Ben's been doing a lot of contributing and helping because he knows we're in the middle of craziness, especially with the move.
He's one of the three people that listens.
But as we do this 365-day series, it gets harder and harder to come up with topics. We're like, what do people want to hear? You know, what's important to them? And so he's always listening with this, in the back of his head going, how does this apply to me? And how will it help others? And so he was talking about us and open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. And he's like, the way that you and Flip talk on podcasts, you're not asking if. You're always asking how. You're not saying I can't do it or can I do it. You're just assuming you can do it, and now you're asking the very next question of how can I do it.
Yep.
And he just felt like, I think that's something that you guys can talk about, the difference between the two.
Yeah, it's funny because he brought all this to our attention, and I'm reading it and I'm like, wow, we do talk like that.
Yes, we do.
It wasn't done it wasn't done in a way of it wasn't done on purpose. It's just that's who we are.
Yes.
That's we're not the questions are, can I do this? Will I do this? Is this possible? Is now a good time? Those questions don't exist in our minds.
Right.
We've never has somebody come up to us with a deal or an opportunity and said, is this possible?
Right.
And so it blew my mind because he had the knowledge to observe that, that we're doing that, and I didn't even realize we were doing that. It was just that's who we are, and instead we're, how can we? When can we? That's usually what she says to me. When can we start this next company? Not can we start the next company? Is when can we?
Yep.
I
actually created a spreadsheet with quarters: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, because I would have an idea and I'd be like, when can we do that?
Yep. And so it just immediately goes on the calendar. She's got stuff in 2024 already, and that's no joke. But so it's great. I love it. I never really realized that we did it, and it's a great mindset. It's not a mindset that everyone talks about. Everyone talks about make sure you have the abundance mindset, and make sure you have the willingness and to do things. Or I'm not sure exactly mindset there, but this is the open and closed ended questions is nothing that I had even thought about doing, and we just do it.
Yeah. And so closed ended question by definition is something where you can answer yes or no, right? But an open-ended question is something where yes or no is not the answer. So how can we do this is not a yes or no question. When can we do it? Where can we do it? Why are we doing it? Who can help us? And what's going to help us?
Yep.
Those are all questions that throughout the process of deciding to do something, now you can still ultimately say no. If you ask all of these questions and you give yourself the opportunity to do something, you could even be asking, how much money will this potentially make? What are the struggles that we are going to go through if we do this now versus later? Or there's just all kinds of, and that's going to be another episode. I actually have it written down that there's an episode that we're going to talk about the quality of your questions are directly related to the quality of the solutions that you find and the answers that you get. And so these are things where, especially on this journey of passive income, if you're looking at a deal, instead of going, can I do it, which is going to push you to say yes or no, you can say, how do I do it? And you might go, Flip and Danny would probably partner with me on this. Flip and Danny might be able to help fund this. My friend or my neighbor or my family member might partner with me on this, might fund this for me. There's all kinds of things that your brain will allow to come to the front part of your thoughts if you ask yourself the question. But if you just stick it to yes or no and you go, I can't do it, you're never even allowing your brain to think of all the ways that you can do it.
Right.
So it's really about asking yourself the right questions so that you can move forward. And like you said, it's just an automatic thing for us, because even though it's smart to say no to 99 things and yes to one, I'm more inclined to say yes to a whole bunch of things as long as I think that they're a good opportunity and will help us help others. Then I say yes, but then I say when. When or how or who. Right. Because if we can empower somebody else to do something using and tapping into the resources that we have, that's another way that we can do something now. Because we've stopped it being our effort, right? We said, hey, you have our resources, our team, our network, our anything, our money, but we need you to lead this company or this business or this endeavor or this project. That's another way to say, here's how you do it. Because it didn't tap into us anymore. So that means that we didn't have to push it to 2024.
Right.
We just needed somebody else to actually head it up. So I think it's really, really important to expand your mind and allow yourself to ask these questions. Because there's so much more that you can do. There's so much more that we're capable of if you just ask yourself the right questions.
Yep. And it just goes back to the first 56 unit. We talk about it so many times, but when it came down to the last minute of getting that deal done, you didn't say, can we do this? You said, how can we close this in 2 weeks?
Yes.
That was but it's instinctful for both of us to do that. And so I was just thinking back to, that's almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's retraining your brain, right? There's lots of things that
2 years. It's almost 2 years.
That we've had to do to retrain our brain. When we go, oh yeah, we do that, and that's not good. So now you got to go back and go, how do I react differently? So it's a process sometimes, but I think anybody can do it.
Absolutely. Well, we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, and join our investor club. And it's
happy birthday month, Flip.
Yeah, birthday month.
Yeah, so I like the surfboard shirt.
Yeah, so this one, I have to tell you, is one of the first fun shirts. This shirt is 20 years old.
Wow!
Well, we bought it in Hawaii.
You haven't worn it in a really, really long time.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's not the size that I fit into until recently. So,
yes. Congratulations on the weight loss.
Thank you very much. But yeah, so it's Fun Shirt Flippy.
Yeah.
Fun Shirt July. Make sure you're heading on over to our website, and make sure you're heading over to all the social medias that we're a part of, and get your questions in. Let us know how we're doing. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest Smart.
Live Happy. Bye everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.